This is Honda's 2018 GL 1800 Goldwing, and for its 43rd year in production, it has a lot of new stuff. Bike basically hasn't been updated since 2001, so all those years later, after all that time, Honda has poured a lot of technology into this bike. First thing you're going to notice is it's quite a bit smaller and sleeker. They have pared it down. It's got a smaller windscreen, it's got a narrower fairing, it's got smaller saddlebags. So overall, dimensionally, it's quite a bit smaller than it was. Aerodynamics in this motorcycle are excellent. I just spent the day riding it out here in the hill country in Texas, and I got to ride it back to back with the 2017, and it's remarkable. Even though it does have a smaller fairing and windscreen, it actually gives you a better cocoon of air, and that windscreen is electrically adjustable. So on the previous one, you had to grab it, you had to lift it up. It's kind of a pain in the butt. This one, you can do with one toggle switch. Speaking of switches, 2018 bike has a lot less of them. Previously, it was the most button-happy motorcycle out there. I mean, the 2017 Goldwing has over 50 buttons on the dash. This one has significantly less. It has a modern interface, a big 7-inch full-color TFT dash, and just totally updated way to control all of this bike's features. The engine has been updated very thoroughly as well. Same displacement, but all the parts are new. It's got different bore and stroke, it's got a higher compression ratio, it's now 4-valve heads with rocker arms for the exhaust valves, loads of torque on tap. It now has traction control, it now has ride modes. It's thoroughly updated and it's thoroughly good. If you're looking to ride cross country or you just want something that you can take your wife or significant other on so they'll be comfortable, this is an excellent option. It's got a 6-speed transmission on this bike, which is a manual, but you can also get it in a dual clutch transmission version, which is a 7-speed. So they are really stepping it up and giving you that low RPM cruising capability on the freeway. This is the touring model, so it's got the tall windscreen and it's got the top case, and it's ringing in at $26,700, so not a small amount of cash. And while it does have a lot going for it in terms of added benefits compared to the outgoing model, a few areas where it is lacking is in luggage capacity. It's down 40 liters. It's also down a gallon in gas, so you're down to 5.6 gallons. But Honda says that this engine is 20% more efficient, so they're claiming the same range of about 240 to 250 miles. Something else you might notice about this bike is the front end. It's got a dual wishbone front end, which, after speaking to the engineers last night, was not an original goal for this bike. They actually decided on that front end because it checked the boxes of what they were trying to accomplish with the bike, which was to move a bunch of the mass forward, to move the rider and the passenger forward. In order to do that, they needed to not have the front wheel hit the engine when the suspension moves. So they put that double wishbone on there. You've got nearly vertical wheel travel when it goes over bumps. It also has the benefit of being really smooth and having very little stiction. So the ride quality on this bike, it's just so smooth and so compliant and absorbs so many bumps. So really a fantastic bike. The Goldwing has always been setting the standard in the luxury touring model, and it's raising the bar once again. If you're into this category of motorcycle, that just gives you a little taste of what it has to offer. But if you want more information, you can check out our stories on motorcyclistonline.com as well as cycleworld.com.